Hello Vibers, in our reading today we are going to find out whether or not you should quit your YouTube channel. Now this could apply to you if you are someone who has had a channel for a while, say a year or so, and it's just not getting the traction you hoped it would. It could apply to you if you're someone who has had a YouTube channel for a long while and maybe you have had some traction. Maybe it has been mostly a good experience, but now it's no longer feeling good or fun or productive, and so you're thinking about leaving YouTube altogether. Or this could apply to you if you are someone who has an active and successful YouTube channel, but you want to pivot towards talking about something else and you have a concern over making such a change that maybe it won't be as successful as what you've already built. Maybe you've been feeling a little bit of burnout. If you happen to be new here, my name is Sean and I'm so very happy that you are joining us. At the end of your reading, I will be providing you with an affirmation based on the messages that come through today to help you stay aligned with the guidance that you get. So please be sure to stay for the whole thing so that you get that affirmation, which I will create for you on the spot. All right, you guys, let's see what guidance comes through for you today. Our first card is the Tower. So definitely changes in order, which, doesn't surprise me and probably doesn't surprise you, because the fact that you were attracted to this title and thumbnail, this topic today, means you are feeling like something needs to change in a major way. The second card you have is the Five of Pentacles. All right, so the obstacle to what's been going on with you and your channel is it does feel mostly unproductive for whichever one of those three types, or even another type of creator that I didn't mention in the beginning here. Whichever one you are, if it feels like it is not giving you what you want, it feels like lack, it feels like the law of diminishing returns, so like that's like when you put in, and maybe at first you're getting something from what you've put in effort wise, time wise, but then what you start getting back decreases in proportion to the amount of effort that you're putting in. So yes, there's definitely a need for change. There's definitely a feeling of I'm not getting enough out of this. And this could even be the case if you're someone whose channel is super successful, because the people that you're serving, that you're creating the content for, they're definitely getting something out of it, which is why the channel is successful. However, it's not feeding your soul anymore. It might not even be meeting, like if you are monetized, you might not be getting enough money from the monetization you qualify for or that you have set up in relation to how much work you feel it takes to create for that channel. It does feel mostly though that the bigger feeling for the majority of you is a sense of I'm not personally getting enough out of this. So again, you might no longer like the topic or have learned everything you have to learn from the topic and you want to learn about something else and you're tired of talking about it, or people are watching, they may even be liking and subscribe to you but not engaging, and you might be somebody who really needs that feedback from the audience because you're a people person and you like to interact with others. But so in some way this is not feeling fulfilling to you and you don't feel like you are getting paid, I'm putting paid in quotes, as much as you would like to for what you are doing. And then your final card here is the Ten of Wands in reverse. So definitely this is saying don't put more work into what it is you have already done, okay? Because Ten of Wands is when we are overworked and overburdened. And this card in reverse and in this position is saying do less, release, relax. Now, this might be a guidance for you to just rest for a while and do some other things in your life that you enjoy, things that do feed you, and you'll be able to come back reinvigorated, maybe having more ideas for the channel, new ideas for the channel, whether they are in line with the topic you've already been covering or not. But there'll be a renewed sense of vigor because of letting yourself rest, not just physically rest and not just taking a break from the content creation itself, but mentally rest from thinking about whether or not to do it. It'll be like having made the decision to not do YouTube anymore for a while, okay? So basically, this doesn't have to be an all or nothing. However, if you were really hoping when you came to this reading today, and I feel like we always know what answer we want to hear, if you are really hoping to hear, yes, you should quit the YouTube channel, then this is your confirmation that that's okay. And you don't have to feel bad about it, okay? You might be interested in doing a different form of social media. You might be interested in doing a different art form that's got nothing to do with social media at all. You might be interested in learning tax accounting and making money at that. Very much I'm getting an energy around you are not receiving enough. And you need something in your life that lets you feel like you are gaining. Alrighty. Now, the other piece about this that I find, very, very interesting is when we are creating, particularly when we're creating for social media, there can be a drive to just go and go and go and go and go and go and go. And a lot of times that drive is not just based on passion. It could be passion in the beginning, but eventually it oftentimes is fear. It's fear of not having something out there for the algorithm, right? Or people will forget us, or they'll unsubscribe if we don't post. And, here on my channel, the entire channel is dedicated to bringing you a divine feminine approach to your career and wealth, including your business ventures. And YouTube, for most, is considered a business venture, right? And part of being holistic in success, when we take a divine feminine approach, is remembering to relax, is remembering to rest. So this feels as though you could also be getting a message here, in addition to taking a time out, taking a break, or, again, if you want to, letting it go altogether. Taking a more easy approach to your posting. So, excuse me, there's a lot of guidance out there that you need to be regular. You need to be consistent in your schedule. You need to post every single week or several times a week. But I'm sure you have found there are times when you do that and the video gets a lot of engagement. And then there are times when you do that and the video gets no likes at all or very few likes. It's conventional wisdom for the platform. It is definitely male-centric wisdom. It's typically, I have run across male-led channels telling us to do it that way. And it's very similar to the hustle culture that gets given to business owners as the only way to be successful in business at all, not just content creation. But it's possible that for you, depending on who you are, again, if you're attracted to my channel, it is possible that for you, you don't need to be so stringent in the schedule. It's possible that what you should do is ebb and flow a little bit more in when you post. So when you get an idea, I feel that for this to work, you would need to be super niche, right? You would have to really have drilled down on who it is you are speaking to and what you're speaking to them about, so that whenever you do come back with the next video, whether it is the very next week or it's 2 weeks from the last video, it is topical for them. It is something they would be inclined to click on, and probably also something that would get you some discovery by other people through search. But maybe just not being so push, force in your content creation is called for. So take the rest, take the break for sure. That guidance is definitely here. And then if you determine that you want to come back to creating, if you're the person who, as I mentioned at the top, was thinking about pivoting to something that you are now interested in that might be different than your channel that you already had going, add some of that to your creation. So again, it's not that you need to now put out 2 videos a week, one about the topic you were already covering and then one about this new thing you're interested in. But how can you, how can you integrate your new interest in videos about the topic you've already been covering? And then add more of that into the conversation, and then eventually more and more of the videos being solely about that, which is your new interest, so that maybe every other post is about one of the 2 topics. If there is a natural fit there between the 2 interests, that is an option. But definitely consider taking the break and then coming back in a different kind of energy, a more slow and steady wins the race kind of energy, instead of I got to do this now, I got to post this video, and then I got to post a short of it the same week so that it sends people to the video, and then I got to do it again right away this very next week, is so that you're on this hamster wheel where you never get a break. And if you even just implement the slowing down of your production schedule, then that can give you time to explore other things that you are interested in that have nothing to do with content creation. Just some thoughts, just some stuff coming through for you today, all right? Really quickly, let's get you some goddess guidance, and then I will, of course, give you an affirmation to send you on your way and help keep you aligned with the with the guidance that you are getting today. Okay, so the goddess that you can spend a little bit of time with while you take your break is Rhiannon. Look at that. And her keywords are empowerment, independence, sovereignty. I feel like Rhiannon coming through right now speaks to maybe a feeling as though you've lost yourself while building this YouTube channel, right? And so while you take this break, get back in touch with who you are. Independent of what anybody else might think about who you are. You know, part of the social media game is, again, this constant focusing on what your viewers or subscribers, followers, if you're on a different platform, want to see or want to hear from you, and then their reaction to what you produce for them. And it can be very easy to lose oneself when the focus is the appeasement of other people. So the goddess Rhiannon is a great role model for you for right now. And you know, I actually want to grab the guidebook for this one because I want to read you specifically the creativity message for from Rhiannon, at least according to the creator of this deck. Okay, so this is the Goddesses Among Us Oracle. And the creativity message is: channel your rage, anger, sadness, shame, and all the emotions you've been carrying into something purposeful, such as a piece of art, a book, a new business or venture that can help others. That's ironic. Use your negative emotions to create something positive. So yeah, a big part of what's going on, and again, why you were drawn to this title, this topic, is because YouTube has become a negative experience for you. So one of the things you can do as you take your time off is to channel these feelings that you've had into artwork as kind of like a like a decompressing. Yeah, I guess that would be the word, where you are just like getting it out, you know? One of the mistakes I see a lot of creators make is they'll get on YouTube and they'll start griping about being on YouTube to the people that, you know, help make their channel what it is. And on no level would I ever say that a creator or any person shouldn't have their feelings, their negative feelings about an experience. But there's this thing about, you know, no pun intended, but literally there's this phrase out there: know your audience. So there is a person to talk with that about. There is a time and a place to talk about that kind of thing. So before you, and you know, if you look at any of the downfall videos about YouTubers, you will always see that their downfall began when they started to gripe on the channel. Whether it was griping about being a YouTuber, or it was griping about trolls, or it was griping about their personal life experiences. And so there's nothing that is going to help you, though it might feel like it feels good to get it off your chest. You absolutely should. You just need to get it off your chest with a different person, a different audience, as it were. So if it's available to you, you might want to consider a therapist. If you've got a good friend or sister, you know, or both, brother, significant other, you know, other YouTubers. Hopefully you are friends with other people who do what you do, because they will understand a lot of what you've been feeling, particularly ones that are at your same level. So if you're that YouTuber that I mentioned at the top who who started like a year or so ago. So your channel is still technically relatively new, but because of some of what you might hear out of there from some of those grow your YouTube channels, you feel like you're behind because they like to say stupid shit like you'll have your first 1,000 subscribers in a month. Okay, whatever. Like the person who says that, they probably started YouTube during the pandemic. Completely different set of conditions than what we have right now, right? So you might have friends who are YouTubers or associates, colleagues that are other YouTubers, but they're at a different stage than you. They're at they've got larger channels. It can be beneficial to talk with them about what you're experiencing because they have probably experienced the same thing when they started their channel. And then there's also benefit in making connections with other YouTubers who are small like you. And sometimes we forget to look at other beginners as a resource because we think they haven't succeeded yet. But the resource that they may provide is mirroring of your own experience, support, camaraderie, friendship, you know, and you can also be that for them. So then the other piece, because I did get a little bit off topic there, getting back to this creation of the art, channeling the negative feelings through creating something that you don't put out there for others. Because part of what I'm getting is there's this energy around the opinion of others, either being trapped in it by feeling like you need to create content for specific people's desires, wants, interests, when that may not be your desire, want, or interest anymore, or, you know, how it is affecting you when people react to or respond to the content that you put out there. So find a way to channel the negative energies you've been experiencing with the channel lately into a work of art, or if work of art sounds too big, journal it, you know, but let that be for you. And also, if you choose to come back to your channel, hold on to that, right? Keep it so that if you start, it can be like a reminder for you to pace yourself, so that you don't run as much of a risk of falling into this set of feelings again. All right. The independence keyword here from Rhiannon very much feels as though, you know, it would do you well to just spend some time alone. I said that earlier, and not just to like reconnect with what you think and feel, but for some of you, it might be about discovering who you are, what you think, what you feel. If you're one of those people who's had a YouTube channel for a very long time and it's very large, you might have been doing this from a very young age, and your whole sense of yourself might be based on what your YouTuber experience has been, because it was developing as you were developing. You might benefit from exploring some life outside of the fishbowl, you know, where other people aren't looking. What do you do? What would you like to do if nobody else was around and nobody else cared? And let yourself do some of that, okay? This could be as simple as like going to the mall by yourself and just going into the stores you want to go into, and not necessarily the stores that your companion who's with you wants to go into. Go to a movie by yourself. Y'all, I love going to the movies by myself because it means I got to pick the movie and I'm watching what I'm interested in, you know, without having to wonder at all or think at all about whether or not the person or people who are with me are truly okay with seeing this. You know, because sometimes people will say things just to make us feel all right, and they don't really mean it, you know. Building something that's just for you. So this could be something in your home, like a spice rack, or rearranging the books, rearranging your tarot decks. Oh, wait, why did I assume you have tarot decks? That's kind of weird, right? Or maybe it's because I'm sitting near all of mine. But maybe a lot of you guys who are watching are also tarot creators. Going through them and seeing, you know, which ones you want to get rid of. Going through various tools that you have and pairing out the ones that are not useful to you anymore as an individual, without feeling like you need to keep them for the sake of your channel. If you are beyond it, if you are past it, if you have graduated or ascended above that, if it's no longer connected to you on any kind of energetic or soul level, spiritual level, heart level, passion level, keeping it in order to create content with the content is not going to be that great because you don't feel a connection to it. Okay, so letting you, like, think about it like this. Have you ever heard the phrase, you are your brand? If you are someone with a YouTube channel, you are 100% the brand, right? So, oh, and sovereignty too, same thing. Like, you are start filtering more through you. Filter more through you while, as they like to say, providing value to your audience. I like to think of it, when I make a video, I think of it in terms of giving thanks to my audience for being here. I want to give you all something that I feel shows you my appreciation for your viewership and gives you something to help you with whatever stage of life you're, seeking answers for at that time. Okay, so yes, it's time for major change because you don't feel like you're getting enough or even something. In some cases, you don't feel like you're getting anything from it. Pull back for a little while. If you were someone who wanted to hear quit altogether, quit altogether. And while you do the pullback, re-empower yourself by focusing on yourself, okay? All right, so an affirmation for you. This one is actually coming to me quite simply. An affirmation for you for this reading today is this. It's okay if I take a break. It's really that simple. It's okay if I take a break. And then for those of you who wanted to quit altogether, it's okay if I stop. I built this, I can build something else. For those of you who wanted to explore a different topic on your channel, it's okay if I make a change. I can make it gradually, and therefore it won't be jarring to my audience. Okay, so we have 3 affirmations, just in case we have 3 different contingencies out there. No, wait, constituencies out there, as though I'm a politician, right? But anyway, it's okay if I take a break. It's okay if I stop. I built this, I can build something else. And the third one is, it's okay if I want, oh, I forgot how it goes. It's okay if I make a change. I can make it gradually, and therefore it won't be jarring to my audience. Okay, you guys, this is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here. Listen, if you enjoyed your reading, please be sure to give this video a like. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, you definitely want to subscribe so I can keep bringing you the divine feminine approach to your career, your business, and your wealth. If you know another YouTuber who could possibly benefit from hearing this message because they too may be experiencing some sort of burnout or disenchantment, please be sure to share this with them, because we want to make sure that we all stay connected to our most balanced sense of self that we can as we create things for others. I really appreciate your being here, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.